Hi, this is Trevor, and it is February 19th, 2014. I thought it was about time I did a little post again about the cards themselves. I've been posting about a lot of other things that are kind of inspiring and interesting lately. But getting back to the tool that I work with most of the time, the tarot, and this is in particular the Rider Waite tarot deck, which I use about 90% of the time. I find that the Rider deck is probably the best illustrated tarot in terms of symbolism, and it gives me something to work with alongside of the intuitive kind of impressions that I'm picking up on from people. And I like to use the cards to help to illustrate how I'm picking those things up. The cards also give me a lot of additional insight in terms of working with people, and oftentimes the more predicting part of a reading will come from the cards. This is the traditional Celtic Cross layout. It's probably the layout of the cards that you'll see most readers using. And it kind of loosely follows this sort of pattern that the first card is what covers you, the second card is the influences passing through the situation, and then we have the basis of the situation, the past influences, what is kind of coming into our crowning or dawning awareness, the road before you, sort of like the immediate future, and then we see an interaction where this is the action that we are taking, the result we are taking, or the environment and how it's responding, our hopes and fears, and then an outcome. And there's many variations on that. You'll see some interpretations that actually change the order of some of the cards, and I've just given you one of the very loose interpretations of what the positions can mean. Generally, a reader goes into the reading with kind of a preset idea of where the positions are going to stand. Now, an interesting thing happened for me a good many years ago. I had been working with this layout probably for about 10 years, and one day it just occurred to me that I wanted to see it work a little differently. And I found what I started to do, and this is what I've been doing ever since, is I put the four cards into the four corners. Now, this is the sort of spontaneous thing that can sometimes happen for a reader. We kind of evolve in our approach. So this is what I call the modified Celtic Cross. And I just found that working with it where we have this flow of energy and then this interaction was sort of interesting. Kind of like a wheel going clockwise and then counterclockwise. So this is sort of like internal energy and what we're manifesting, and then our interaction with an external. But then there's also points where you could see patterns going on in terms of the different levels of the cards, almost like seeing these interactions that are taking place. And what I found was I started reading the cards less and less in this linear kind of approach, and more what they were saying as an overall kind of hieroglyph. And I think that this is where, along with the intuitive approach that I work with, I started really being able to pick up even more strongly on patterns. In this particular layout, you can see that we've got this strong cups influence that's going on, these particular cards, and then you can kind of see that there's this interaction of the pentacles that are going on. You can see very readily where you have predominant suits. So there's a lot happening here emotionally, and then there's a lot happening that may have to do with values or security related issues. So it's kind of a layout that allows for that interpretation where we're looking at predominances of suit where something might be outstanding. So that's just an example of how readers kind of evolve in their interpretation over time. I did post a little bit of an article about this, as far back as in 2010. I'll include that in the comments section with the video. But this is what I call the modified Celtic Cross. And it's the layout I use 99% of the time when I'm reading for people. And again, it was just one day my hands just insisted on doing something a little differently. I think it's beautiful the way we can be working with a structured system like this, but then also allowing ourselves to improvise and to kind of play with the tools. I found that I continue to learn and continue to grow as I work with this system. Anyway, a little bit of technical insight for you today, and things around here are kind of getting into a little bit of a busier routine. If you're in the area, drop by. This is the reading area that I use at Elemental Book and Curiosity Shop. Very cozy room. And you can call ahead to book an appointment at 204-504-9575. We look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Oh, and more information on my website at trevorsense.com.